Not really, but okay.
Okay, start.
Start?
Uh-huh.
I'm Myrna Groskreutz Johnson, and I'm from Little Fork, Minnesota.
Oh, I think I met you last night.
Yeah, you did. You're the grandma.
Yes. Okay.
By International Falls, the icebox of the nation. I didn't know I had so many relatives. I'm just baffled.
And your father is?
My father is Walter, and his father was Frederick.
Okay.
So, and this is my daughter. What's your name?
Bonnie Kennedy. And my daughter, Ann Kennedy. I'm Jackie Bendorf from Claremont, Minnesota. And my grandpa was Walter.
Okay.
I'm Marilyn D. Bigler from International Falls, and I'm a granddaughter of Walter.
Okay.
Dick Rasmussen from Little Fork. I'm married to Walter's daughter, Yvonne.
Go. Okay.
My name is Norbert Groskreutz. My dad's name was Otto. I live here in country Wales.
That's all. Yeah.
You're at the Otto? Okay, ready? And I live in Fairmont. And my father was Alfred Groskreutz.
Only like $8 a day.
And my grandfather was August Groskreutz.
Water.
And I was born in my grandfather's home. And then we moved, where my oldest brother was born, we moved into where my parents lived the rest of their married life. Okay?
My name is Kelly Melcher. I'm from Farmington, Minnesota. And my mother-in-law is a Groskreutz, Margaret. This is my husband, Jeff Melcher. And his mom is Margaret Melcher, or the Groskreutz.
I'm Sharon Miller. My mom also is Margaret Melcher. Her father's Alfred Groskreutz, and I live near Wells with my husband Clay, and we have 4 children: Kirsten, Tammy, Jill, and Joey.
I'm Clay Miller from Wells, and I'm here for the food.
Okay.
Larry Groskreutz from Minnesota.
Oh, I didn't get any picture.
Here with my father, Walter Groskreutz.
I've been running around.
Having a good time.
I'm Margaret Groskreutz Melcher. My parents were Alfred and Helena Groskreutz. And this is my husband Harold. We have 4 children, all grown, and they're all here today. Well, yeah. Well, Mike isn't. He was here yesterday. We lived near Walters. They were all here for church.
Okay. Next.
I'm Sandy Payne. I'm Margaret's daughter. We live in Minnesota. This is my little boy Logan, and my other little boy Luke. There he is. Wave at the camera.
Wave at the camera?
Wave at the camera. Say hello.
Okay. Let's see. Your father was Carl, right?
Groskreutz.
Carl?
Carl August.
Carl
August.
Okay.
He went by August. Carl August Groskreutz. Let's see. He was 13 when they came over, you know. And I'm one of the younger ones from a family of 10. Tell him your name. Your name. What my name is now?
Yeah.
Yes, Sabone.
Okay.
See, I married, but my husband already died years ago, 53. It's my daughter and son-in-law.
Okay.
I'm Elaine Larson. I'm Esther's daughter. Live in Windham, Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm Leroy Larson. I'm Elaine here. I'm Windham and Larson.
I'm Raymond Groskreutz. We live in Litchfield, Minnesota. My dad is Raymond Groskreutz Sr.
I'm Darlene Groskreutz. I'm Ray's husband, wife.
My father is still the same person he is and was.
Okay.
William Groskreutz Jr., Wells, Minnesota. My father is William Groskreutz Sr.
Okay.
Each of us?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay,
Okay,
I'm Andrea Groskreutz. Belong to him. Married to him.
Who's your father?
We don't know.
Bill Groskreutz III. My father's sitting right over there.
Okay.
I'm Lois Groskreutz, William Groskreutz Sr.'s wife.
I'm I'm Laura Groskreutz, and Bill Groskreutz III is my husband.
This is Haley Grunwald, and that's her grandpa Groskreutz. I'm Heidi Grunwald from Bonaparte, Iowa, and that is my father.
I'm Glenn Groskreutz. This is my wife Jan. We live in Burnsville. My father is Milton Groskreutz.
Okay. Marie?
I got my mouth. That looked good on the table while they're arguing.
I'm taping.
Okay. I'm Harold Tesh. This is my wife Marie, and my brother's name is Otto. Any more?
Who are you? Come on now, you guys are always passing it on to somebody else. Okay, Regina.
What am I supposed to say?
Oh, whatever you want.
You don't have it on yet, do you?
Yes, I do.
I'm Regina Schoenrock Miller. I live in Richland, Minnesota. This is my husband, Odin. My father was Elder Schoenrock, and my mother was Irmgard Tesh Schoenrock.
Okay, Matt. Who are you?
I'm Matt Groskreutz.
Hi, I'm Dale Groskreutz. That's my son Matt.
Mildred Groskreutz, Marvin Groskreutz, Gladys Batty, Louis Batty, Wilfred Tesh, Dorothea Tesh, John Tesh, Elaine Tesh, and Irene Miller.
All relatives of the Groskreutz family, right?
Yeah, through the... we're mixed. Well, we married in.
Okay.
But we've been in so long. It's the Tesh and Groskreutz.
That's right.
Anna Tesh married August Groskreutz.
Ready.
Well, we live in Cottage Grove. My husband's mother was a Groskreutz, so that's how we're related. But I don't know how she got up there in the cities and the people were down here. I don't know how that ever happened. He had two brothers and a sister. And they all passed away, so he's the last of the Groskreitzes on our side there.
What would you like to add?
My folks lived in Cottage Grove. They also lived in North Dakota. We're related to Fred. Cousin. That's about all I can say, because I don't know how we're related to the rest of them.
How about the rest of
I saw her walking on the street in South St. Paul about 54 years ago.
Uh-oh.
And I liked her looks, so I kept her for a while.
I bet you liked her.
Enough to ask her.
I bet you liked her wiggle better.
My name was smaller, shorter than hers, so she liked my name. Yeah, I like the wiggle.
How about the people next to you? Know those?
No, I don't.
Okay.
She's getting... Oh, she wants us to speak. She wants to know how you know...
How we know
how you're a Groskreutz.
Yeah.
Well, we're the Gerald Groskreutz clan.
And I'm Judy, and I'm from Sioux Falls. And Gerald is our dad, and Alfred was our grandpa. Carl was his dad.
And Lynn, who are you?
And you know me.
Now see, Carl was his dad. That's probably where Dad gets his other nickname.
Oh, we all
Don't all talk at the same time. Who are you? Your names?
Mixed family.
Okay.
It's been almost a half an hour.
I am.
What family of Groskreutz is this?
I like to say,
There's so many Alfreds, August, and Carls. I think they're all alike.
So funny.
I'm Jim Groskreutz. I'm Harvey's nephew.
Okay.
Gerald's my father and Alfred's my grandfather.
Okay. And who are these youngsters?
We don't know them.
Don't know them.
I am Daniel Miller.
Hey. Go.
I didn't know there were so many girls dancing around.
The right one, or soon she caught on.
Okay, who's that beside you?
That's my niece, both of them.
Darlene Carlson and Donna Gilsruth.
All right.
Their dad was a brother to Louis.
Okay. And you are?
And I'm Louis' wife, Margaret.
Okay.
And we've enjoyed the trip down there. We're very glad that we came.
Good.
Steve Malkowski and Julie, my wife. We live pretty close to Wells here.
Okay.
And we're all in that Champaign, KG area.
You are who?
Are you recording?
Yes.
I'm Ron Groskreutz from Cullum, Illinois.
And I'm his wife, Nancy. And we're having a great time.
Good. And who's this fella?
Ryan from Mankato.
And again. Okay. Introduce yourselves.
I'm ready. No.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
I am. I'm Laura, daughter of Clarence, who's the son of William, the son of Carl.
Okay. Next.
This is my husband, Lyle.
I'm Angela, her daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to start at the back of this end.
Christy, Laura's sister. Ashley, my granddaughter. Jason, Ashley's father, my son Jason. Katie, Jason's wife.
And
David.
I knew it. You couldn't even put my whole name on the name tag.
Didn't know who you were. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Doug Groskreutz, Paul Groskreitz's youngest son. This is my wife Pam.
Hello.
And Katie.
Hi.
And Michael. We live in Minnetonka, Minnesota.
Okay. And who do you have beside you?
And this is Ann Groskreutz. She's Paul Groskreitz's wife. He's my oldest brother.
All right.
Corey Groskreutz from Wells.
Okay. All right, Adam, who are you?
Thanks, Verna. I'm Adam.
Okay, next.
You know me, Vernon.
Hi, Mom.
And who bought the site?
Who you are?
I'm Phil Marquardt. This is my wife Bonnie. My mom is Mrs. Alfred Marquardt Norma. She was a cashier.
Julie Groskreutz. I'm Kim Groskreutz from Minnesota Lake. My husband Jay, our daughter Alyssa.
All right. Come on, Arnie, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, you got the red light?
Yes.
You know who I am. I'm Arnie.
I know.
Groskreutz. That's all we are.
All right.
We had a real good way of serving today. They made 4 lines, and in 20 minutes, people were through the line. Down to a half hour. Nobody's eating. Nobody's went through the line. Great service.
I haven't eaten. I'm hungry.
You haven't eaten yet?
No.
Well, it's time for you to turn off the machine.
Okay, Irmgard, what do you got? Tell me how you're a relative, who you are.
Well, I live from Vertesh. I'm from Vertesh, Old Rock now. And my dad's sister was married to August Groskreutz. And Elder's grandmother was Augusta. What's her first name? I looked it up. Elder's grandmother was a sister to August Groskreutz. So, we're related to base.
Right.
We're Armin and Darlene Tesch-Waldorf, and we're enjoying the celebration of the 125th anniversary of Groskreutz is coming to America.
Darlene said everything. Yeah, you get to see a few new people, and that's great.
Okay, next.
My name is Robert Milwaukee.
Okay.
I live in Wells.
Okay.
Ron and Cheryl Miller.
What do I want to say?
Yeah, say something.
It's warm.
What?
It's warm.
Yes. Who you are?
Really nice to see you.
I'm Shannon.
I mean,
I'm the Lone Ranger.
all right.
I'm Neil's wife, Jean.
We're from Mattawa.
Roxanne Bryan. I'm Finn's daughter.
Gary Groskreutz, Ruben's oldest son.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure that I've got my best side forward here. Maybe you got my unattractive side, or maybe there isn't an attractive side. Is this being recorded also? Oh my. Well, we're from Colorado, and we're really happy to be a part of this.
This is your wife? Was that your wife?
Come visit us in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
That's his wife right there.
That might be.
You better get that right, huh? I should get all my children together for you. I got 20
We may do that.
I mean 20 something.
Including the grandchildren.
How about you, Ellen? You want to add something?
Know their story?
Well, whatever.
Taping what I said.
Go stand somewhere else with that.
Getting it all on film.
They're not telling me who they are, but I know who they are. They're Frank and Juanita. So. And this is Kermit. I know him too. I don't think I have you yet, Milton, do I?
No, I'm on my own.
I'll tell you who I am. It's right there.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, now what did you say?
This is Alfred's grandchildren. That's right, isn't it, Bonnie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the grandchildren and their spouses.
Who's the mother and the father of that group?
Well, there's all kinds, but Alfred and Lena would be the grandparents.
Okay, so who are the parents? Okay.
Oh, there's a
various
whole bunch
ones.
of 6
Various
parents
ones.
in there.
All right, okay. Go.
Yeah, well, as a matter of record, I think we should make a note of the fact that Jeff and Linda did so much, and Arnie too, to make this happen, and they still have a lot of work to do, and I think we should express some appreciation for all the homework he's doing on family history, and he's preparing an interesting publication, and we're looking forward to having that available.
They're all going up in the trees and breaking.
They're shooting them too high.
Yeah, they should be pulling more straight out.
These are all the targets in the back.
Okay, here we have a balloon toss.
Miles. And I'll start with the youngest first, Catherine. She's a student at Indiana University. She's in interior design, and she comes home with all kinds of castles that she makes, all very interesting things. And Mark is here with his friend Renee Meir. He comes from, they both come from Los Angeles now. He's with Allied Signal. He's an engineer with turbochargers. He makes John Deere turbochargers for John Deere tractors and diesel trucks and so forth. My oldest son is in Madrid right now. He's just back from...
Where is Madrid?
Spain.
Spain!
Okay, you got that, folks? He's just back from Moscow, and he works with the NASA, which is the United Space Alliance now, and he works with the Russians and trying to get their suits in order so that the Americans and the Russians can work together. And he's back from Moscow, spending 3 weeks with his wife's parents in Madrid, and he'll be back in Houston where he lives ordinarily. So that's about, Gene is teaching 3rd grade in New Albany, and I teach at U of L, part-time.
What's U of L?
University of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky. And I guess that's about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The reason he has to leave early, because he's got to go golfing with Arnie Carlson. Where is Paul Groskreutz Jr.? Where's he at? I have to ask a question first. How many of you folks, men or women, were in the service? Raise your hands. Quite a few, see? As you read through the Groskreutz history, there's a lot of us that were in the service. I present to you now the highest ranking serviceman we've ever had, I think. He's a colonel. The next promotion will be general.
There's one more, they call it Commander-in-Chief.
Thank you. Uncle Arnold asked me to speak, I guess, on behalf of the veterans. I don't know if I am the senior Groskreutz or not. I started out like most of us did as an E1. I know my Uncle Frank did. My Uncle Gene did. But the Groskreutz family has got a long tradition, and one of them is that military patriotism that causes us to raise our hand at some point in our life and dedicate a couple of years. And I think we all learned that probably from our elders. I know my grandpa used to talk about his brother William, who left for World War I and never came back. I want to thank everybody for their support. For those of us who did actually go forward and serve, whether it was in active or in any other capacity, it's made what we have here so very special and possible for all of those that are coming behind us. So I don't know if that's what you expect me to say or not, but I'm not running for president.
We talked about our occupations. If you read through the Groskreutz history book, we've had lots of occupations, from minister all the way across. But there never has been a lawyer. Law-abiding people, we don't need the service of a lawyer. But I want to give you a note of warning. There is one young Groskreutz who is now living in California. And he has a young lady, and she's at the University of Berkeley at Lawrence. And they don't produce good people. So if we get that lady into our relation, there she is! Did you want to say a few words? Okay, many people produce masterpieces. It might be music, might be a painting, and there are different kinds of masterpieces. I think my son has produced a masterpiece in this Groskreutz family history. At least that's how I feel, and I know a number of you have looked at it. I'll tell you the background of how this all got started. 27 years ago, I was at Sway City, Iowa. A trucker came in. He had been in North Dakota. He said he got stopped by a weight officer by the name of Groskreutz. And he wanted to know if I knew him. And I said, I don't know any Groskreutz in North Dakota. Is Laura here? There she is. It was her father, right? And it was her and hers. Okay. And the background is, starting from Robert, we got talking and got mailing letters back and forth. If you recall, 25 years ago, my wife and I had started a little bit of a Groskreutz history. After we had that celebration 25 years ago, we put all those papers in the closet, in a box. About 17 years ago, he asked me, where are those papers? I gave them all to him. So he's been working on that, and I know he's worked hard on it. And Jeff, you can say a few words now.
Sure. First off, I sat in my closet for 2 years after he gave it to me, and I didn't do anything. First off, I want to thank everybody for sending information that did send information. We sent out, Linda, I got to give a lot of credit to my wife, Linda. Raise your hand, Linda. And then my 2 kids, because they tolerate this hobby. I sent about 220 letters out with my wife. We got about 70 of them back. So I know there are people that hasn't sent stuff back. You still can. Because we're not going to print a new copy of the book until I get everything in hand. This is the first one I did about 10 years ago. And I don't know, quite a few of you here have this book. It's changed completely. Oh, there's 220 people here today? Okay. You have to go back to the first page. A lot of you are going to remember that from your book. It's changed a lot. I found mistakes I've had along the way. You have to remember this is a hobby. I'm not a journalist. So there are going to be mistakes in the new book. I did bring a copy. As much, everybody's letters that sent back to me is in this. And I want you to look at it today if you want to. This is a scratch copy. You can write in. I have a pen with it. Well, there isn't one now. I'll get one. I want you to look at your pages if you want to, make additions, subtractions, if there's corrections, or if you're just interested in looking. You know, this is why I brought this today. It's changed a whole lot from the original one. The original one had about 185 names, I'm guessing. This one's got 405 in it right now. I've changed a section in there. I have maps of Vivian Township, is where Carl and Gotlieb, the first 2, came from. I have 1914, 1937, I believe 1957 plat book of Vivian Township. So you see the different segments of Groskreutz that is handed down to sons and grandchildren through the different families. The plat book's in there. I have a section called Coming to America where the Groskreutz is when I know they came, if I knew which on passenger list, what ships they had, you know, the different dates and stuff, when I know they're in that section. I have an old map in there of what, about the 1870s, 1880s, is that what we deciphered? Of where they came from in the old country. At least our immediate family is, but a lot of the same names are right around from there. One change I came up with, and this is a suggestion by a family member, in the back of the book, there's numbers corresponding with the pages for all the addresses and phone numbers if you're out visiting or want to write to people you met here. That is a change, and that's just come on about at the end here, which I thought was a great idea. I never thought about that. So if you want to add to your Christmas card list, you can easily do that. I never seen it in well, it's Russell's house now, and then Richard, and you follow back to C. August, which is, his first name is Carl, but everybody knew him as August, and then his father August on that farmstead. There was an oval picture, and it's concave. Well, it sticks out. And it's real brittle, but
He's a journalist.
It's a hobby of mine. But there's 3 photographs over here if you're interested in that, because some of you remember seeing that hanging in the old house. You know, so that I have to give credit to Eugene. It was his idea. I didn't even know about it until Eugene started this. And there's been some interest, so if you're interested in something like that. The videotape, my mother-in-law, I don't even remember where she went.
It's right in front of you.
Right here. Well, that's too close. Well, I didn't see you. We're going to put this videotape on what she's done today with the videotape of what was at the church in one copy. If you're interested in that videotape, we have some people that couldn't come today and wanted one. And that's how that got started. You can do that over there. If you want to order books today, if you're interested at all, it's a hobby. I'm just passing on the information.
We might give the girls a...
If there's a couple people that would like to volunteer filling and tying water balloons, and want to maybe get a little wet.
You could turn that way and drop it right.
Well, you can stand out there as a target.
No, right in here.
I really don't have much else.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything you want to add, Linda? If you have any questions about the book or want to add anything, don't be afraid to ask me or run me down. I'm going to set it on tables. If you want to look at it, that's fine. Write in it, scribble out, whatever you want to do, because I'll flip through it. And I said August 15th for a final date of ordering this book.
But the t-shirts have to be in today if you want a
Yeah,
t-shirt.
if you want t-shirts, tomorrow's the last chance when we call them in. So if you want t-shirts, you got to get them today. As far as the book, I said that August 15th, in case there's people that couldn't come to the reunion, they can order it. But it might be Thanksgiving if I get a lot of information today, or last night I got a lot, so it's going to take a little while. And Russell gave me 5 boxes of stuff from the old house. I haven't looked at any of that yet. So it might be a while. Hopefully it'll be September, October. It might be as late as Thanksgiving before I complete it. And then when I have all information entered, you want me to quiet?
You're repeating it.
Am I? When I get it all entered, then I'll send it out. I think I'm done.
Thank you very much. You created a master.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. If someone want to start looking, I'll just set the book somewhere.
Don't turn away. You're next. Okay, there is a Mr. and Mrs. Ron Groskreutz here. They are from Illinois, and I don't know how they got, but I think they've enjoyed this weekend.
We have, very much. I'm Ron Groskreutz. That's spelled G-R-O-S. I have to spell it for everybody. My wife's Nancy. I'm here with my wife, Nancy. And we have 3 children, daughter Rhonda, daughter Nanette, and a son Ron Jr. And the way we fit into this picture, my father was Fred, but Fred's father was August Carl Groskreutz, and he was here for 10 years, and then he ended up in Fulda. And my grandfather's father would have been a brother to the 2 original Groskreutz that came here to Wells. My grandfather's father was Johann, and he never did come to the United States, but then when the 2 Groskreutz settled here, then 2 years later, a married half-sister and her husband came to the United States and brought with them 3 younger brothers, and one of those was my grandfather, August Carl Groskreutz, who ended up spent 10 years in Wells and ended up in Fulda, Minnesota as a businessman, and died in Fulda, Minnesota in 1943, and he's buried in Flanagan, Illinois. So that's how I fit in.
Tell us about the merchandiser that your father?
My grandfather.
Grandfather was in Fulda.
Yeah, my grandfather, well, he was in business then in Fulda, Minnesota, under the name of, his name was August Carl Groskreutz, but he was in business. If you ever find any advertising material, which it's T.H. Groskreutz, and I'm interested in anything that says T.H. Groskreutz, Fulda, Minnesota. The T.H. is because his wife had money, and her father, and they had invested in the business, and T stands for his wife, Trinka, H stands for his father-in-law, Henry, and Groskreutz for him. So even though his name was August Carl, he was in business under T.H. Groskreutz in Fulda, Illinois for about 30-some years.
Now, Ron, you're being very modest, because it's well known that that enterprise was one of the best merchandiser in that area for many years, right?
For many years. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, no, you're not. He's too modest. Anything else?
Okay, thank you. We enjoyed it very much.
I'm Raymond Groskreutz Jr. My dad was Ray Sr. We live at Litchfield. Well, Herman was my grandpa's name. My Uncle John here and his wife Fern, and my Uncle Louie and his wife Margaret back there. My wife is over here, Darlene, and I got 2 sisters here someplace. Where are they? Oh, right there. Donna Gilsrud from Benson and Darlene Carlson from Coqueto. How's that?
Pretty good. What kind of work did you do? What kind of accident?
I was a power line worker for 30 years. Climbed power poles, rubber glove 7200 volts. Had a back operation. Now I'm a meter reader. Looking for retirement in 4 months.
Hey, that's good work. There was a Carl August Groskreutz that met Anna Tesch. And this is actually the Groskreutz-Tesch reunion. And Harold Tesch has volunteered to represent the Tesches. Where is Harold at? Harold, where are you?
We've been these reunions you have in the area for many years, and we're going to keep on with it. Each year we have different groups. Well, this year Groskreutz, next year Tesh, Groskreutz, and they plan it. And we usually have pretty good turnouts. And we hope to keep it going.
In case you're not aware of, this is a family tradition, the last Sunday in July. Now if you go over to Litchfield, they have the same tradition.
It must be a good one.
It must be a goes with the Groskreitzes, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you. A little bit of history. This is a map of Germany. Okay? Got that? Over here is the Otto River, Stettin, and there's where Pagenkopf is. Pagenkopf, that's where we came from, the original Groskreutz. This is the Baltic Sea, North Sea, but up here sticks Denmark. If they wanted to go from here to here, it was rough sea. So they went across land here. And that's how a lot of Pomeranians got to Hamburg to the United States. Okay? If you want, this is a German political map. Here's a smaller map, all in German, Stettin, Pagenkopf. Pagenkopf is in Nordgard County, state of Pomerania, in the German Federation. Germany didn't exist, as far as I can figure out, until about 1871 to 1874. Bismarck organized Germany. This is a picture of the SS Spain. That's what Carl and Augustine came to, and their family, to the United States. It's in the history book. Some of you may not get the book, but that's a picture of it. That is a picture of the church in Pagenkopf. It's fieldstone walls. I was in it in 1996. It was built in the 1200s. It was not destroyed during World War II. It is still used to this day. Polish Catholic use it. And the last one is a scene of the village of Pagenkopf. It looks old. They do not paint wood over there. Okay? Just a brief. This is part of the, and I know you can't read this down here. Herdsman and Carl were two brothers in Pomerania. They did not come to the United States. But Johann did. Johann, he sent over his daughter Louise when she was 18 to find out what this country, United States, was like. She came over and came to what was known as Cottage Grove, I think. And then the rest of the family came. This is the Litchfield group, Meeker County. They went from Cottage Grove and then they went to Litchfield, Meeker County. Okay, there's one picture. Okay. There. This is my grandfather, Carl. This is my uncle, Carl, Richard William, who was killed in World War II, Ada and Amo. Here you go. Oh, wrong one. I spent many hours preparing these. This is the rest of the brothers, August, Arthur, Albert, Frank, Clara, Esther. August was my dad, and someplace down in here is where my name appears. It's kind of interesting. Over here under Frank, see, you saw that names of Carl. When you go over to Frank, you'll find here William. And you end up in the 7th generation. 7 generations, right? Right. Will the great-grandparents, sitting right there, will you stand up so we know who you are? They're way down here.
We're only grandparents.
Huh?
We're only grandparents.
You're only grandparents? Yep. Something like that.
Great-grandparents are back there.
Oh, yeah. My great-grandfather, his brothers came in 1869, one of them did. Gotlieb. Okay? He settled, you know, how many know where Danville Church is? Quite a few of you? East of Danville Church, 1 mile, and then go northeast in that corner there, there's a little grove of trees. That's where Gotlieb settled. And he wrote a letter to Carl and said the grass is real good, you can farm here. He sent him $80 to bring his family over to the United States. Now you might say $80 is not much, right? $80 in those days was the value of an acre of land. Now if you take a value of an acre of land today, $1,500 to $2,000, you send that over, I'm quite sure you can bring a family over too. So the value of our dollars hasn't changed much. Anything else? That's Indian culture. The German language. The Plattdeutsch. Paul is. Okay, I'm a member of the Pomeranian Verein. That's the Pomeranian Society of Wausau, Wisconsin. And they're about 120 of us members. 2 years ago, I went with that group on a tour of Germany and Poland. They are trying to preserve the Pomeranian culture and Plattdeutsch language. So if any of you are interested in that, we have some literature here that you can look at, and we sure would like to have some young people interested in that. I don't have any more notes on my piece of paper. There's a hand. Jeff.
Can I go through?
This is my cousin. Would you realize that Dorothy was the first Groskreutz that went to high school from our relationship over farmers, and I was the first boy.
We did it.
Okay.
I just would like to mention that I had a picture at the Century Farm deal at Rogers yesterday of our grandfather. It was a copy, and I know there was some interest in other people getting copies of that picture. So I just would like to find out today how many people are interested, what size you would like, and then I can arrange to get you a copy of Grandpa Grosskreitz's picture. So let me know if you want a copy, what size, and then I'll get the copies.
Could we run that through, Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that the picture of Grandpa sitting in the chair?
Yes.
That is the most dignified picture. You will tell Dorothy how many come.
Right on.
Anybody else?
Is that picture going to go in the book?
Jeff? Jeffrey! Will you put that Groskreutz picture in the book? Where Grandpa's sitting?
The one in the tree there? Yeah, we'll talk about for a minute.
Yes. Yes. He had a celebration out there yesterday. Let's give him a hand. Anything else?
Russell was a picture of all of his cousins.
Oh. You getting your picture? Let's give her a hand. Esther. Who is the youngest? You're still present. And you from California?
It's Esther's great-granddaughter.
Esther's great-granddaughter. Very
and
good.
I think she's the youngest of that family branch, to my knowledge.
Very good. Let's give him a hand on that.
Arnie, how many are here today?
How many people are here? Jeffrey, how many people are here today?
220 registered.
220 registered today. Lois. Pardon? Where is Arlene and Norbert? Right here. Norbert, Arlene, you want to come up and say a word? Just on supplies and materials, he needs to sell 50 of them. This morning he had 8.
No, before the weekend.
Before the weekend he had 8.
I sold some last week.
sold some last night. So,
I'm not pushing the book, it's a hobby.
okay.
I want to tell a quick story about Norbert Groskreutz. Most of us lived in the Wells area, have known Norbert all our life. But we never knew how he was related to us. Since I was working on this family history and family reunion stuff, my wife and I have been working real diligent this summer trying to find the combination. Norbert's father left and went to the Dakotas. And if I tell his story wrong, correct me, Norbert. His mother's name was Martha Briggs, married an Otto Groskreutz. Otto left to find work to the Dakotas. That's all he knew when he was real young. When he sent for Martha and Norbert to come to the Dakotas, the Briggs family wouldn't leave him, let him leave Wells. So he never knew his family at all. About a month ago, I've been working on this for 10 years because the curiosity gets the better of me. And my wife really loves puzzles. So she's kind of taken the ball and run with this. About a month ago, I got to the point where I didn't know what to do with it. I had a bunch of information. He knew his grandfather's name was Frederick. I had 2 Otto Groskreitzes with their father's name Frederick. You know, and one was in South Dakota, one was in North Dakota, so that didn't help. My dad got his birth certificate, and it said Otto was 21 years old at the time Norbert was born, so that would make him in 1905. Both Ottos are born in 1905. So then we were stumped, and we figured Martha was from this area, so we checked all 4 county courthouses looking for a marriage certificate. I finally couldn't find anything, and it's getting close. I had to do something, so we went over to Norbert's place. Linda and I did. I took all the information along, and I said, "Norbert, can you help us?" And he looked kind of dazed, and he didn't say much. And then he remembered his half-sister from Otana I think what they were doing is going through it previously and saw a copy of his mother's marriage certificate. They were married in Jamestown, North Dakota. That's why I couldn't find it. But it stated that Otto was born in Kensel, North Dakota, and I had an Otto that was born in Kensel, and I had his middle name, and that's how we made the connection. So Norbert, at age 73, finally knows his father's family. Today, I think most of them have left. Some of them might be here. Yeah, Larry's here. Norbert's first cousins are here from International Falls. Norbert has a half-brother and sister, and they're not here today, but they were a little in shock when I called Ramona his half-sister. But now they're going to meet in a couple weeks, if I understand right. In September? Okay. So he's going to get a chance to meet his half-brother and sister. And the brother's from North Carolina, and his half-sister's north of the city's a little ways. So that's kind of, so many of us have wondered about Norbert all these years, and that kind of gives you a little bit of a clue how he ties into the family. Yes. Yeah, his mother remarried. He's got 2 half-brothers and a half-sisters. Now to find out this Frederick is a brother to the original Carl that came here. That's how, so yeah, I don't know, it's about 3 or 4 generations down. It's easy to find in the book if I show you, but since I don't have it here to show you. But that's how Norbert's related. And it's been real exciting for them because all of a sudden they found all this other family. So that's all I got to, I'm speaking for him, I guess, it's what I'm trying to do here. So I don't have anything else.
Lois, did you have anything else?
Yes.
They were invited to this one.
Yes. Amo and Otto and my grandfather were brothers.
Eileen, our daughter-in-law, Cameron's wife, she is Amo's daughter.
They were all invited. They were all invited. We did get them to go to, I'm talking about Carolyn, married Elmer Tachi.
No, Eileen that married Clarence Thatcher.
Okay.
Eileen was Amos. Yeah, they're cousins.
They're cousins. Okay, very good. Anything else? Now, anybody else want to make a speech or short words? Right, Harold? she visited some friends or somebody near Danville Church.
They lived there.
They lived there. Okay. Maybe you know more about that.
They lived on that place where Frank Putz used to live on, is where they lived before they...
Can you hear him?
Oh.
No, come here. They lived near Danville Church on the Frank Putz place. Okay. As far as we know...
That's John. We were out in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
We were on the trail where he came through with his horse.
Come on, you're amongst friends and relatives.
We promise we won't move. I just kidding.
My father-in-law, Alfred Tesh, lived with us for a short time, and he told this story different times, how his father came to America and came through Pennsylvania, and he bought a yoke of oxen from a fellow on this trail, and about 4 or 5 years ago, my nephew was living out in Pennsylvania, and we found the trail that still is marked today that we feel that he came on at that time. And then, according to my father-in-law's story, he went to Chicago, and there is where he met Anna. She was a cook in a hotel, and he fell in love with her cooking and her, and she went with him because he was a rich man. He had a team of oxen. And then they stayed in Wisconsin until the river, Mississippi River, froze over. Then they came over to the Winona area, and then they came over to the Wilton area, and then they went over to Danville and settled on this farm where Lillian and Frank Putz. Now Lillian was a Tesh. How was she? Charlie Tesh's daughter. Okay. So that was how the Teshes settled there in Danville. But John's dad, my father-in-law, was always so pleased about his dad. He fell in love with his wife's cooking and her and brought her over here.
Very good.
You weren't chased to fly either.
Now I know not to make friends with urban dogs.
Here's a gal from California.
I was in the Army. One thing is wrong, you'll remember your
They work together, but they're not really. That sounds like living married, doesn't it? Hey, we're glad to be.
But thank you for this. And yes, next time hopefully I can tease you instead. So I should hopefully be part of the family next time I see you.
I've got to go sign up for one of the videos. Yeah, about 38 years ago. Chris was just baby.
I bet the house was in very good shape.
It was pretty small. We had all the kids' beds in one big room upstairs. And we had our bedroom in the other little room. And there was a living room and a kitchen downstairs. That was it. We had running water though. We had a water leak in the basement and the water was piped in, but no bathroom.
And he started selling that off at $80. That's Thompson Park. His wife was mainly 12.
This is Pastor Groskreutz from Colorado, I believe. Pastor that preached a sermon at the church in Wells this morning.
I'm Arnie Groskreutz. This is Ada Groskreutz Stendal, and this is Esther Groskreutz Stendal of Bohm. They are of the members of third generation of Groskreitzes here at this celebration. Now, Ada, you live at Otana, and all your hair are just fine. And Esther lives on a farm near Waldorf, right? This side of Waldorf. And this over here is Gerald. That's my cousin. Do I dare ask how old you are? How old are you?
I'm 92 years, and I was born in November. So I'll be 93 in November.
She is 92 now.
You'd have a bigger
Ada, can I ask you how old you are? 86. Ada is 86. They have been here. You went to church service this morning, and then tonight you're going back home, right? Somebody get you there. Okay. How do you like the celebration? It was real good.
Arnie, these are sisters of your father, is that right?
Your sisters of what?
Of your father?
Yes, these are my father's sisters. These are my aunts. Frank is my uncle. The three of them, Frank and these two, are the only living members of the third generation of Groskreutz in the United States.
Frank is 99.
And Frank is 99. He's in a nursing home here. Because of the warm weather, he couldn't make it today. So, I guess that's all we have for...
Okay, Juanita, you tell what I'm doing, okay?
Well, this is sample number 1 of Great-Grandpa's farm, of Grandpa's farm.
At where?
Would be rural in Vivian Township. Well, address of Wells. That would be C. August Groskreutz, home place.
Okay, next. Oh, it's the same.
That's the same farm, only a different view. And this is the place where Russell Groskreutz lives now. Russell is Richard's son. Richard and Dolores' son.
Well, and this is what I'm going to get. Does it look like you'll see the account?
Pardon?
This is what I'm getting.
Should be just like that. That's sample number 3. The house is in the background, I understand. And that doesn't show up very much. It's right, what, behind these trees, Ellen?
What is that?
That's the house back there.
I like the background on that one. The sky.